What's up, everybody? Good people. We appreciate y'all joining us. This is another episode of Facts and Feelings with your girl Tay.
And your boy twice.
All right, do us a favor, go share this out, go tag, share, and invite somebody to join us, and we'll be right back.
I wonder if it's facts or feelings that you're feeling. I don't know if you know what's for real. Baby, just relax and chill. Let the tea spill. I bet the chemistry stop the bill. I wonder if it's facts or feelings that you're feeling. I don't know if you know what's for real. Baby, just relax and chill. Let the tea spill. I bet the chemistry stop the bill. I wonder if it's facts that you feeling. I love the fact you chillin'. These hours fly by when you and I is chillin'. These hours fly by, feel like a couple minutes. Seen you on my timeline. Hold up, wait a minute, twice and take. Yeah, you know they always catching up. Keep us up to date, cause it's hard to keep up through the day.
What's up, good people? This is your boy twice.
And it's your girl Tay.
And as she said, we back for another episode of Facts and Feelings. Listen, man, we just want to talk with y'all real briefly. Our topic of the day is going to be voting. And we're also going to talk about the attempted assassination of President Trump, or former President Trump. Now, the fact is just that we know that in Pennsylvania on last week, there was an attempted assassination attempt on the former president, Donald J. Trump. How do I feel about it? Definitely feel like it was wrong. We know that we might have some live viewers that may have different opinions. Just kind of be mindful of what you might put in the chat, because if it's something that's just wrong, we're not going to put it up on the screen. But for my point of view, I feel like it was wrong, man. No person no person deserves to just lose their life like that, especially for what the expected motive was, that they didn't want him to be president again. It's kind of like our pastor was saying in church this following Sunday. He said that the situation, what we're dealing with right now, is not a matter of red and blue. It's not a matter of black and white. It's a matter of good and evil, man. There's some real evil people in this world. And no matter how much you don't like a person, man, we're not supposed, thou shalt not kill. We'll just leave that right there. So what we kind of want to jump into is just that. Say, I know I've kind of said that I felt like it was wrong. How do you feel about it? Let's just go. Let's give them Tay.
Well, like you said, everybody has their different opinions about the presidential candidates that we have. True enough.
Right.
Some people vote Democrat, some people vote Republican, independent, and sometimes people just vote based off how they feel, based off the information that's being presented by each candidate. They don't vote, one party or the other. They vote based off of what works for them and their family, and their well-being. Right. And so you have the right to do so, but by no means should we take, life into our own hands and feel like we have the right to take it away. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, right. I definitely oppose it. I thank God that, the former president was not assassinated. And with that being said, on the other token, my heart goes out to the family members that were affected by this tragedy, because we know somebody lost their life and we know that right. Others were injured. And, they talked only about those that were seriously and critically injured from gunshot wounds. But, we also got to think about those people who were present in that moment and had children present, and just how they were impacted and affected as well. And those that have viewed it, regardless of political sides, just anybody with a heart, there should have been some prayer, some compassion to those that were injured, during this process, including the former president. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, just kind of piggybacking off what you said, Tay, you said a mouthful, because one person's evil thought, evil acts in a moment, where he was trying to hurt one person, others were hurt in the process, and so many people was affected. Like you said, millions, because here we are on national news. We see it. other nations see it when it runs on the news. And those people that was present. Now, what did get me is a lot of people didn't appear to be ducking, and
Hmm.
that's a whole nother
Yeah.
that's a whole nother not topic, but that's a whole nother podcast right there. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
whole
saying?
nother conversation.
That's a whole nother
Yeah,
conversation.
when people are
Uh,
shooting, whether you think it's fireworks or not, get down. You know what
Get
I'm
down,
saying?
like right.
Yeah,
Take
get
cover. Get out
down.
the way.
Yeah,
Bullets flying. And ever since we were younger, I know your mom told you. My mom told me like, no, we know bullets don't have name. We told our
they
children
don't.
bullets don't have name. They
Yeah.
strays for a reason. So get out the way the best way that you can.
Yeah, and that was a perfect example of bullets not having a name. We know
Exactly.
who the bullet was meant for, but look at who actually, was injured. Of course, the
Right.
former president was injured as well, and that's who it was meant for. And again, we definitely don't condone that, and we do thank God that it didn't injure him more than it was. And at the same time, those innocent bystanders, were impacted by this, hurt by it, and someone lost their life. So,
Right.
yeah.
And even with us discussing that things going on, we live in this world where people want to put Bible on everything. We know that Pastor Trailer was talking about it Sunday when he was speaking about Revelations, and he just kind of touched on some things. Well, earlier today, just want to share with the viewers. I have a friend named Terry Fant that's a pastor, and one of the things he pointed out specifically, man, sometimes we can misuse this Bible, we can misquote the Bible, we can make it say what we wanted to say. And two examples that he gave, just for people that I know this is airing on social media right now, and y'all may have seen this. One of the passages that's being used is in Revelation, right? Where the beast takes a wound to the head, and it's kind of said that the beast is reincarnated. One of the things that Pastor Fant pointed out was there are three specific words that was used, and I don't know if that was Hebrew or Greek that he typed, but he said that passage said that they were slain, dead, and mortally wounded, which leads to death. Well, we know that that's not the severity of his injuries. He wasn't mortally wounded, he did not die, so he can't be resurrected. You know what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
other one was in Leviticus, where it talks about the blood on the ear, and some of the points he said about that. That's the one that people was using who like Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? When we exegete the text, we can really make it say what we want to say, and that's incorrect or improper exegeting. But when you look at that one in Leviticus, some things that Pastor Fant pointed out is no lamb or ram was slain for the purpose of applying his blood to anyone. And there's other
Hmm.
things that he said, but it's out of context. And so with that being said, you can't look for nobody to be consecrated. No, he said nobody was consecrated, nobody was set apart. You know what I'm saying? So that scripture don't fit that.
Yeah. And like you said, a lot of times people take scriptures, and you got to think about the agenda behind everything. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? You got two different presidential candidates. We have to be honest. We know there's other people that whose name may be on the ballot for, other parties, independents or whatever. But for the most part, in our country, you either have a Republican or a Democratic candidate, right? And so,
right,
if you're a fan, or you may not be a fan of either candidate, to be honest, but if you have a candidate of choice, you're going to use whatever you can use to benefit, the agenda that you have for your candidate. If you're
right,
in support of, President Biden, you're going to use different scriptures, and you're going to use different quotes and different things that shines light in his direction, and that casts any type of image that you feel needs to be portrayed to get people, to vote for
right,
him and to
right,
sway those votes. And the same with, former President Trump. So I think that's one of the things that we gotta consider, and we gotta really think about when we're looking at these conventions. Like the Republican National Convention is going on now, and the
right.
Democratic National Convention will be going on, in the near future. And so they are not going to get up at their convention and say anything that, shines light in a
Right.
positive way towards another, the opposite candidate. So
Exactly.
people will utilize scripture, they'll utilize quotes and all kind of stuff to try to sway you in a certain direction, and they have your mind thinking, different thoughts. So you really have to have a mind of your own, and you have to really, really consider, as for me and mine, this is what works for us. This is what
Right.
works for my family. You know what I'm saying? If this candidate gets in office, this is what life looks like for us over the
Right.
next 4 years. If this one gets in, this is what life looks like for us over the next 4 years. So you have to consider that, and you can't let other people, dictate to you what to do. And most importantly, we have to continue to pray regardless of
Right.
who's in the
Off top.
office,
Off top.
so yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and with you even talking about everything you just said, and you speaking on the RNC, man, I'll say I watched a good portion of it. It was it's something about our TV, baby. A lot of times it stay on CNN. So when you so when you cut it on, that's just what on. I think we watched two things, Netflix and CNN, just to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Uh but I mean they had Amber Rose out, to be honest with you. I thought it was key and I thought it was clutch when Donald Trump Jr. came out. He said he's gonna do something he don't do after he's gonna give up the mic, and he gave it to his granddaughter. I mean, to his daughter, former President Trump's granddaughter. I thought that was huge if you're trying to gain votes, because she got to speak to her granddad to a whole nother view of what we might not see, and kind of humanizing where he's been dehumanized in some areas. But yeah, so I'm looking. I said all that to say they had some. I even heard one commentator say, one person that was talking just said they said some good stuff. All of it might not have been true, but they pointed out what they thought wasn't true. It was a guy Van. I can't think of Van's last name. But yeah, that's that. But now I'm looking forward to the DNC, the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah,
And I know we've both had busy days. Yeah, we hadn't talked a whole lot today. Talked a few times, but what I did mean to tell you before you left this morning, you may already know, but did you see where they were talking about President Biden has COVID?
yeah. I saw last
Okay,
night they mentioned that
right.
he had COVID. Yeah,
So
yeah.
now today I kind of seen that they said that this is one of the only ways that he said he may consider dropping out. Like if it was health reason, and we know this just COVID, but I'm ready to see the DNC
Mhm.
televised, and I'm just ready to see where we're moving forward, because we are at a critical state
Yeah,
in America. You know what I'm saying? Where
we
we
are.
we go ahead.
No, I was saying we are in a very critical state, and to be honest, certain things happening in the country is embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Because other
Very
countries are looking at America.
right,
Um, and we've always been that country that's, been the leader of so much, and so many countries have turned to us for different things. And
right,
to see the free world, the free country, the land of the free and the home of the brave, going through the things that we're going through, it kind of
hmm
puts us, it makes us look like we're in shambles.
right,
And when you're looking at the political sides of it, we know that a lot of stuff that we see from, different sides, both sides, a lot of it is exaggerated truth, I'll say. And we know that all of it is not facts. Right.
right, right,
Exactly, Mom. So a lot of it is not facts. Again, they're gonna say whatever they need to say for their
right,
candidate, and
right,
so I'm not like, it's not one of those times where it's like, man, we got the this candidate is just that one. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind
right.
of like it comes back down to getting out and voting on, and you have to really, really think about what is in the best interest of
Interest,
your
right,
family,
right,
and not
exactly,
even just your family, but you culturally as well.
right, exactly,
We have to keep it 100. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
So as a Black American citizen, that is one of the things that I have to keep in consideration when I vote. What is in the best interest of me and my Black American family? you know.
Right. Agreed.
And sometimes people think, you know, well, this is not a black and white thing, you should be voting based off this, that, or the other, but sometimes it is, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
So you,
that or the other may affect us differently.
it
You know what I'm
might,
saying?
exactly.
Right.
And some, it may not affect them either way, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
I think as people of color, we do have to take into consideration what is being communicated for us. And beyond that, even as a woman, you know, I have to think about what's in the best interest of me as
Right.
a woman, and not
Right.
just me, but we together have two daughters, and
Right.
so
Right.
they too are young women. What is in the best interest of my girls? You know,
Right. Right.
because certain things may not affect me anymore because I'm older. Um, but to just think, you know, in certain situations, there's a possibility that rights, I've heard somebody say that rights that my grandmother may have had, I may not have,
Right.
or rights my grandmother may have had, my daughters may not have, you know, the privilege to. So there's so many different factors in this election, but the number one thing is we have to vote, and we have to get out of that mindset. It almost sickens me when I hear people say, well, what I'm gonna vote for, you know, what my one vote gonna do, or you
Hmm.
know what I'm gonna vote for. They gonna put who they want in there. So what if they gonna put who
Right.
they want in there? Exercise your right. Too
Exercise
many
your right.
people sacrifice their lives, you know, for us to have this right to vote. Too many people. And I get so
Right.
sick and tired, especially us as in black and brown people, saying, I'm not going to vote because they're going to put whoever they want in office. Do you know you need to exercise that right? How many people died for you? They didn't even
Right.
know you, but they sacrificed their lives. They were
Right.
hosed down in the street. You know, they were killed. They were beat. They were scorned. And you're talking about you're not going to get out and vote, and you're able
Right.
body. Like it's just it's really sad to even think that. And I know some people may or may not agree with it, but it's the fact. That's what people sacrifice for you. And even after that, for women, we were still the last to get the right to vote, you know.
Right.
So it's just, we have to exercise that right. I don't care who you're voting for, but you
Right.
need to
Exercise your
exercise your
right.
right, and you need to get out there and you need to vote. We as
Right.
citizens have that responsibility. Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah,
That's what one of our viewers said today, which is my mother in love. Your mom said that's for me and my family. We have prayed about it and we will vote. And
absolutely.
that just reminds me one time when a guy that we both know well called me one time and kind of questioned who he thought I was voting for because of different things. But it's like, look here, man, when it comes to anything, like you say, we going to dissect, we going to feel like what's the best choice for us. And I'm going to go to God about it and I'm going to make my vote. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And just it was kind of funny, even though you was talking seriously, you was talking about candidates and you were saying at the end of the day, they tell you what they want you to hear, right? And I
Right.
don't know why in that moment, all I saw was YSL Woody when he was on trial. He was like, I might have did say that. I'm gonna tell you what's best for me in the moment, you know. And
Yeah,
while he was
Lord.
sarcastic and while we laugh at it, he kept it a buck. He was
Yeah.
real. Hey, I was
Hmm.
trying not to go to jail. I was
Yeah.
trying to get out of jail. Did I say that? I don't recall. You know,
Right.
but when it comes to these politicians, you're on the microphone. It's a camera in your face, so you can't retract some of the things you say. But the
Hmm.
reality of it is, hey, I'm gonna say what's best for me and what benefit me in the moment. That's just how a lot
Yeah.
of people rock and move, and that's
Right.
how lot of politicians, Democrat, Independent, Republican. That's just how a lot of what is the
They do.
politicians
Right,
move. Yeah.
right, yeah,
So
and you know, and we have to respect people's vote and what they put out there. Hey, Shamara, but we have to put out, you know, we have to respect what people decide that they're going to do in terms of who they're going to vote for. But
right.
listen, I'm not going to tell nobody who to vote for,
Hmm.
especially, you know, unless they come to me asking me my opinions.
Right.
I can suggest to you what might better benefit you. But
Right.
again, that's still your ultimate decision. But
Exactly.
one thing that I think it kind of goes against the grain, and I might be kind of sounding like I'm contradicting myself, but I think it goes against the grain when you say I'm not voting for anybody. I'm just gonna write somebody's name in. But for what? Because
Yeah.
it's not
Right.
helping. It's not helping you
Right.
one way or the other. Because that person definitely can't do nothing for
Ain't right. Can't do nothing. Ain't gonna have an opportunity to do nothing.
no,
It was a waste of your
no.
gas.
It was definitely get out and vote, but y'all really look at what people are talking about and what they're saying, and beyond what they're talking about and saying, go and read the plans that they have in place and see how it fits or it doesn't fit your family, and make a
Right.
decision and vote, whether it's red or blue. Just
Right.
vote, but
Just vote.
don't go writing in Daffy Duck and Donald Duck, because they can't do nothing for you.
I
Just
promise.
yeah,
And
don't do
if they
that.
if they mess around and get enough votes and win, we in worse trouble than we gonna be in anyway.
Yeah,
So vote
exactly. Yeah,
vote for one
and
or the other.
right, and this is not even just about voting for a president.
Right.
It's equally as important when it's time to vote for your senators and your House of Representatives. That's where the laws are made. So we have to make sure that we vote during those times as well, because a lot of times people are like, I'm just gonna go and vote for a president. No, you need to vote when it's a local election, when it's a state election, the national elections. You need to vote, period. Point blank.
Right.
Don't pick and choose which one. Just get out there and vote, because it does make a difference. It
Real talk.
does. Yeah.
All right. And so got anything else you want to share with them? I know we just talked about kind of a reality of the fact of the matter is this is facts and feelings, and there are some people who may have just became of age to vote and don't know how to vote, baby. So how do we point those people in that right direction?
So if you have not registered to vote, you can go to vote.gov, and you can register there. And it'll give you instructions. I did pull it up because I wanted to make sure that I gave you the right information. But if you go to vote.gov, you can begin your voter registration process there. It'll allow you to select your state or whatever territory you're in, and depending on the rules of your area, you'll find those instructions there on how to register to vote. And you can register. Mostly all states have it where you can register online, by mail, or in person at your local election office. You can download, the mail voter registration form, and you can even mail it in. And they will mail you your voter registration card back in the mail. If you're in the state of Mississippi, you can go to sos.ms.gov, and that's the Secretary of State's office. So sos.ms.gov, and it has information about voter registration. If you have questions, you're unsure, it's a little confusing to you, there is a number that you can call, and they have it's an elections answer line, and it's 1-800-829-6786. So definitely, just call that number, 1-800-829-6786.
Make sure, hey, even Shamira came in and said, even though the debate gave nursing home, I'm still voting.
That's
That's it.
right.
Exercise your vote, fam. Exercise your vote.
Yeah, yes, you have that right. Get out there and get it.
Right. And be
Yes.
mindful there are agencies or means to get you to the polls on voting day. So if you don't know any of those, I know that the information that Tay gave out about being getting registered to vote, we'll drop
Hmm.
those in the chat on Facebook. We'll try to go do it on YouTube as well. And
Yeah.
any information we think you might need, and of course we're going to put what's for the Mississippi area, but we do know that we have viewers out in California and other places as well. But in your local community, in your local area, if you're not voted, vote, exercise that right, and vote your conviction, whatever that might be.
Yeah, if
Uh,
you're not voting, get out and vote. And if you're outside of the state of Mississippi, utilize USA.gov, because it
okay,
allows you to put in your state. So you just go on the page, and as you scroll down, it'll tell you, it has links that you can click on, so that you can find your state. and it's a blue box, and it says start your registration on vote.gov. And if you click that blue box, it's gonna send you to another page, and the only thing you have to do is slide down where it says register to vote, and it's gonna say enter your state or territory name, and it has all the states listed. So you just click on your state, and it takes you right to your state's website. So make sure you get registered, and also you can ask them, you can ask when you get to your state's page, you can call and ask them, hey, if I don't have a way to the polls, how can I get there? Because they
Right.
will, link you up with those individuals that are volunteering to get you to the polls.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's all I got for today. Tell you have anything else you want to share?
Get out and vote. Utilize your right. Exercise your right. Yeah. Don't let people
Right.
dictate to you and keep you at home.
And don't let that I don't have a ride be your reason, because there are people that will give you a ride. And look, if
Right.
you don't vote, don't complain.
That's
If you
right.
don't vote when we get to wherever we going, don't complain. Because I know Shamira said it gave nursing home, but it gave a few different. It definitely gave some concern. Like, I'm
Yeah.
glad my hope is in Christ, because yeah, it definitely can't be in the government
Yeah.
or the presidential debate, but we're gonna be all good. All
Yeah.
right, well, that's it, man. Like she said, get out and vote. And
Yeah.
that's been all. This is another episode of Facts and Feelings with your boy Twice.
And it's your girl
I wonder if it's facts or feelings.